gentle as a rock. It's a slow burn, the long draw, the drift of gray and white, sinking into leather chairs, deep into the night, with a glass of amber liquid, creating circles on the wood. Yeah, we're trading time for flavor, and it's understood. It ain't about the hurry, it ain't about the haze. It's just the art of stopping time in a smoky kind of maze. Savor it down to the nub, let the ember die. Just watching shadows dancing against a velvet sky. Yeah, just a slow burn. This is the end. The ash begins to fall. The world is fading out. Behind this velvet wall, a secret kept in cedar, a flame that's born of gold. The shadow smokers ride.
Hey guys, Soy Assassin, welcome to today's Smokers Panel Live. Another Saturday. I don't know who I pissed off, but today is cold again. Alright, I don't know who I pissed off. They decided to make the outside freezing cold. You know? So, long day, long week. Well, actually, it wasn't really long week, but it's kind of a long week because I feel like it's a very not settled week, but that's okay. That's okay. So tomorrow I am going to Two Guys Cigar in New Hampshire. If you guys are around the area, want to come back to say hi, come by and say hi. Have a smoke with me. So I'll be there with Rick, at least minimum of Rick, and I think Richard says he was gonna be there. So the one in New Hampshire, Two Guys Cigar. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right, so now here we go. Today's cigar is gonna be the Eladio Diaz Aniversario 56 by 6 by 50, 56 by 54. This is number 71. Number 71. All right, Rick brought me one of these, so I'm gonna smoke it today. It's 18 degrees. I'm smoking here. That's the problem, right? You know, Northeast, cold, okay? I don't know who I pissed off. 22 degrees today. Cold. Cold. All right? And I am gonna drink with this Toki Black. Toki Black. I've been thinking about getting Toki Black for a while. I never put myself to that point. Like, it's like, hey, gonna go get a low-end Japanese whiskey when you have all that other whiskey to buy and drink, and you know, go buy another bottle that you're not gonna drink anytime soon. So I didn't put myself to that recently until today. Like, you know, I'm like, I was at Wagman and I was like, it's right in front of me. It's not expensive. I didn't buy anything special. My wife wants wine. So why not pick up something? So this is my choice, all right? So what's the difference between the Toki and the Toki Black? Now, without trying to go find information for you guys, what I understand is this one has been, the barrel has been smoked. So it's more smoky, all right? I don't know if this is, it's a vivid blend of whiskeys from Hakushu, Yamazaki, and Chida distilleries. And this one says smoke and rich. I think maybe I should just pull up the information and just tell you guys properly. I think that's what it is. The only difference is that they use a smoked barrel that's more smoky. So Toki Black. Toki Black is a limited edition 43 ABV, 86% proof, which is very, very light. Japanese blend whiskey that offers smokier, richer, more complex than the original Toki. And it featured peated malt and grain. So it's Hakushu peated malt and Hakushu grain whiskey. So still gotta be peated, just more smoky because of the peat, I guess. All right, and it says the composition blend containing Hakushu peated malt, Hakushu grain, and Yamazaki and Chida whiskey components, which really doesn't say anything. Cigar smokes a little bit different in the freezing cold. No, cigar smokes a little, absolutely different in the freezing cold. The cigar doesn't want to stay lit. It burns funny. It tends to have a deeper cone, and the smoke comes more wet. Not more dry, more wet. I don't know. That's how it is, okay? So, let me light up the cigar. Well, while I'm at it, I might as well give you guys the information on this. Eladio Diaz. Eladio Diaz 71 Anniversario. And we can get you some information. Here we go. This one is 6x54. All right. Wrapper is Ecuadorian Corojo 99. Binder is Mexican San Andreas. And filler is Dominican Corojo, Habano 92, and HVA. Okay. Why so many hybrid? I don't know if anybody knows. Like a hybrid tobaccos are slightly cheaper. Why so much hybrid? To make an expensive cigar? I don't know. I mean, it's $20 cigar, so you know why? Why? There we go. Get it straight. Get it straight. Get it straight. All right. It's very like a lot of hay. A lot of hay. A lot of hay. Sweet, a lot of hay. For those people wondering where Val is on the way home, so it's gonna take him a little bit. For those people where Rick is, I think Rick is somewhere in Boston. All right, here we go. Little bit of like baking powder, spice, little bit of earthiness, little bit of hay, little bit of some sort of citrus. A little bit of nuttiness, but I really can't tell if that's from the cigar or from the bunch of Virginia peanut that I ate earlier. But I'm gonna say it's from the cigar. And a little bit of fruitiness. Just a little bit. Very, very little. All right. So let's open up this Tokay. See if there's any good pairing. Now, I like to pair like Japanese whiskey, scotch with like a natural or Connecticut, like a lighter spectrum of cigars because they do very well because there's not much oak. When I have oak, I like to pair with bourbon. So that's what I got today. Oh. It's like pseudo wakashi paper thing. But not really. Twist top. Twist cap. Alright, it smells kind of like apple. It smells really sweet. Ooh. Actually, it smells really, really sweet. Have I tried the the EP Carrillo purple? Let me tell you this, okay? So it just came out. I ordered it. It's not here yet, but I do know that the place I'm going tomorrow, two guys, will have it. So I'm gonna go try it over there tomorrow. All right, there we go. Oh, it smells really sweet. It smells like candy. Apple, candy, and rubbing alcohol. It's like one of those, have you like, you know, smelled those little kids? When the little kids go into the doctor, they have those like, you know, the alcohol swab. That's not completely alcohol. It kind of smells like apple or fruitiness. That kind of alcohol swab. That's what it smells like. Smells kind of nice. All right, peaked. Yeah, peaked. Wow. Okay. Okay, it's got a little bit bite to it. It's got a little bit of vanilla, more vanilla, a little bit more peat, a little bit more like apple smell. It tastes like a joke, and when I say a joke, not like ha 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 ha. It tastes like somebody playing a prank, added some artificial stuff into your drink, and then you drink it, kind of like that. The caramel and the fruitiness tastes kind of artificial. Tastes like an afterthought. Tastes like afterthought. I guess it's a good try. Like if you never had good whiskey before, you'll be like, "Ooh, that's interesting," and it's probably pretty good to blend into a cocktail drink or something like that. But drinking on its own is kind of, I don't know what the hell is going on. So does it pair well with the cigar? Not really, because this thing tastes a little bit artificial. A little bit artificial. Yo, Richard, you ready for tomorrow? Are you ready for tomorrow? I should say, El Presidente, are you ready for tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow is the day. Why is it keep asking me this? Oop. Ah. I don't know why you keep asking. That's fine. Gotta be a good day. Yeah, well, it's gotta be a long day for me because that I have to go. I had to go to Boston, pick up Rick first before I drive back up there. So it's gonna be a long drive for me. Long drive. Long drive. You're supposed to throw the liquor on the floor after you taste it, smell it like Richard Patterson. Oh, I see. You know, I don't want to clean it up. I have carpet. Still debating a 3-hour drive. Maybe the listener. See, here's the thing, right? If you don't have anything that special they gotta do for 3 hours, why not drive a 3 hour? Enjoy the scenery from Maine down to Massachusetts. It's gotta be a pretty good drive. It's not even Massachusetts. We're like edge of Massachusetts. You gotta get to New Hampshire. New Hampshire, Maine is like a nature's paradise. There's not much going on over there. There's no name brand shop in New Hampshire at all whatsoever. You can just enjoy your way, and you might even find some alcohol store that have really good drinks that you can pick up a bottle or two at the border. So you know it's not a bad drive, and the shop is. Try not to mention the shop name too many times, but the shop is relatively famous. If you didn't been to that shop, you should go at least one time because that shop is relatively famous. Just saying. The shop is relatively famous. It's a very good place to pick up some rare cigars. So that debate, you know, should have an easy debate. I'm driving an hour and a half, 2 hours up there, so. It's a good ride, I'm telling you. It says 3 hours, but before you know it, you're there. And I know you can do it. I know you can do it. All right, so. But hey, if you can't, we understand. Right? If you can't, it is what it is. You know, you don't have no sweat. No sweat. No sweat. You see me keep typing, it's because the sound system keeps telling me to type in stupid Wi-Fi shit. So it's not. I don't know how many of you have actually been to Two Guys Cigar, other than Richard. How many of you online right now has actually been to Two Guys? There you go. Just let it be like that for now. How many? Because I've been there a few times. Now, like I said, last time I've been there wasn't near like in the past 2 years. But when I went there, they were pretty famous already. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if I misinterpreted or something that I just understand it wrong. But when I went over there, I think the store owner or the manager over there told me that he's one of the person that made or involved with Atabey. That's why, like, you know, they were so proud of it and stuff like that. But like the more people I talk to, the more people say that shouldn't be the case, because Atabey is distributed by General Cigar, and General Cigar really has nothing to do with Two Guys. So that's something I had to figure out. Like what, like, you know, tomorrow when I go there, I'll ask about it. Dave Garofalo. Does Gallifrey works there? Does Dave Gallifrey work there? Like, am I wrong? Like, I remember winning there. The guy recommended Atabay, and then stupid me, I tell him that I don't like Atabay because when I tried Atabay, it was better to me. But yeah, there we go. See, so it is right. I was right. You know, that is the guy that owns Atabay. That is only. You see, El Presidente. You sure you don't want to go to a place where the owner of Atabay runs? Now, even though I didn't like the Atabay, I did like the Atabay Black because Atabay was bitter to me. And that's just me, you know, everybody tastes certain thing differently. For me, every time I taste it, it has a really bitter aftertaste. So I can't have it, but Atabay Black was good. All right, so, you know, think about that. El Presidente, that could have been a good conversation there. Just saying. I don't even know if he was actually there. I don't know. I don't know. I just like the black. Just can't find it. Well, no, okay. If there is any place that you can find any Atabay, is that store. Because literally they own it. It's like saying that if you can find anywhere that has ITS, Tony should have it, right? So, like, if you want to find a black, I think that's the place to go. You need to come to a Saturday show and meet Dave and talk about industry stuff with that. You know what? Here's the thing. I'm a small fry, like a tiny bip, tiny fry. Okay? So I don't think you want to talk to me about any industry stuff because it would not make sense. That's like, you know, somebody like try to talk to Elon Musk about space exploration. Space exploration makes no sense, right? So but yeah, I knew. But I wanted to talk to him about something because my friend who is running a shop is looking for wholesalers. So he needs some contact. So maybe I'll talk to him about that. Like, yeah, you guys got wholesalers? He just had a guy who opened his own cigar company in Pittsburgh after making a brand for me. Okay, now I don't think I can in any way put myself at that level to call myself a brand. Okay, I am a product. I have one product. I don't really have a brand, right? With brand, it's like you have the core line, 4 cigars, 4 sizes of each, and all that stuff. I have one product. So that's why I said like a tiny speck of fried, right? And just not anywhere. So, and this is the part where I don't mind to be humble a little bit because like I know I only have one. That's for the public, right? Chalice Walker joins for 4 cigars. That this is the second one that's like, you know, in public, right? But the first one that we did on our own. So we have a product. We don't have a company. We don't have. And honestly, even if we go on his talk show or whatever, it's not gonna be a good story. It's not gonna be a good story. Because our stories are kind of messy and it's not the best story out there. You know, I think everybody have a very beautiful lore, and what we have was a story of young, dangerous, and betrayal. That's what we have. Young, dangerous, and betrayal. Okay, that's the story of ITS. It's like when you put it together, you see there's like much deeper story that will even confuse an AI, right? Because I sometimes I get confused, right? If you watch like the Legion long enough, you'll know that the Legion is full of beef. Okay, inside beef more than outside beef. All right, whatever that is. But that beef developed from lack of, not from more of, from lack of. Right? So the lack of, like, that's the weirdest thing, because usually the more you do something, the more problem you're gonna have. And the more less you do something, or the less you do something, the less will happen. But for us, it's the less we do something, the more happens. And the more we try to do something, the less happens. Maybe because we're from the shadows, and that's why things goes opposite. But that's literally what happened. Right? And when you say you need to grow your brand, I don't think I need to grow my brand. I need to grow the brotherhood, the sisterhood of this hobby. All right, because like I said, I'm not a brand, I'm a product. And I think the more we have people join us, the more we have people doing the same thing, the more we have people to share the same common hobby, the better it will get. And I don't really care about the brand. I mean, if you think about the brand, a brand, I gotta tell you, a brand is a very pretentious thing, right? A brand is a very pretentious thing. When you start a brand, you are portraying yourself in a persona that you have decided. All right, and I don't think we're gonna be a persona, because we're a group of people. So, product recognition is based on people using it, right? So if there's nobody using it, there's no recognition. Okay, so what I can only hope is people who tried them share with their friends, and their friends tried it. From that, and that's a little bit the whole point why we lower the price. The more people can try it, more people can enjoy it, more people can go with it, right? I will bring the box over tomorrow. Okay, and I'll trade you a few sticks. Right? But brand is a very pretentious thing. When you start a brand, that means I want it to be recognized a certain way. All right, that's what brand is. I want to be recognized a certain way. So there's that. I don't know if I want to be recognized a certain way. I want to be people recognize me the right way. I'm bringing RRR triple R sample pack. What is RRR triple power? RRR like rare RRR or R? I think it's gonna be a good day. Just unfortunately that they're closing at 4 tomorrow, which kind of does, like, it's good and bad, because I feel like tomorrow the drive, at 6 isn't gonna be pretty, but if I start driving at 4 down to Boston, it's not gonna be too bad. There we go. So your middle name is R2 because of Richard Ragusa. I mean, there's got another R somewhere. So yeah, I think tomorrow is gonna be good. I'm gonna get out of my door about 10, get to Chinatown about 10:45, pick up Brick, drive up there, and then get there right before noon or at noon, and sit down and enjoy for the next 4 hours. I gotta think about what we gotta do about lunch. Maybe just grab a burger or something like that. But after that, I don't know. It's gotta be just like play by ear kind of day. Play by ear kind of day. It's gotta be a 6 cigar day. Where you gotta smoke 6? That's 6 hours. You need to until 6. But they close at 4 tomorrow, unless you gotta tell the owner to not close. I look at the hours. So on Sunday they close at 4. Unless I'm wrong again. Why each way and 4 days? I don't smoke in my car. You know, what's really funny is I saw a video from Tim Swanson, and he was talking about how to smoke in your car. Is crack the window and have that draft pushing everything out. So, which I get, but I just can't. The smoke is the last of my concern. The smell is like secondary concern. My biggest concern is when the ash drops. Right? I don't know. I don't know if you guys know, like when you're driving, you're smoking, the ash flies everywhere. Even when he was talking about that, the ash was like flying. Okay, so that's why I don't like it. Like, if it gets my eyes, whatever, I'm driving, right? And if the ash drop on my pants, here it goes, Tokyo drift. I guarantee on the highway, I'm Tokyo drifting sideways, trying to clean that up, right? Imagine that ash is gonna burn through my pants, through my ball sack, into my leather seat, through my leather seat. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a hell to clean up everywhere, and it's, the thing is that I understand it is a bonus to a long, boring drive. I get that, but I also think that there is right place, right time for the right things, and it's not nearly as enjoyable having to worry about various things that you had to do to clean that up, right? I don't wanna enjoy for like an hour just so that I can go clean my car for an hour. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather be bored for like an hour, get to the right place, enjoy my cigar to the full extent possible, and not having to do that cleanup. Right? Not having to do that cleanup is probably the best choice you can make, because that cleanup is never gonna be good. Like today, I was driving and a small rock just flew by and hit my windshield, bounced right off, and left a really tiny dot. We're talking about like a smaller than a rice grain sized dot, and that dot is just there. All right, that dot's just there. Now, I know that's what the windshield's for. It will create a dot when protecting you from rock that could have killed you. But that dot is right in front of my face. It's really annoying because I'm looking and that thing just shines and it blinks, right? Whenever the sun hits it, it blinks a little bit and it goes down. It's dark. It's just dark piece of dot. And the light hits it, blinks. It's the whole time just bothers me. The whole thing but it's too small. You need to have this big for them to replace a window. That tiny dot is way too small. And it's way too small for repair too. Like you can't literally put that solution on there, expect nothing happen, because you're only gonna make it bigger. That thing bothered me so much today. I ran over a piece of wood that's like sticking up. And I guess that piece of wood hit the bottom of the car. My wife was like, why did you do that? I was like, because I can't see. So I'm surprised you didn't see that. Yeah, I didn't see that. It's a piece of wood that's on the ground while this thing is shining in front of me like this. One a day. On a day. I have to say this cigar is nothing to rave about. Nothing to rave about is the right word to say this. It's kind of... It's light. It has that baking spice. It has a little hay. It has here and there, sometimes maybe a little bit of chocolate. And that's pretty much it. A little bit earthiness too. Hey, it's rolled chicken 215. Is it 215 or 215? Which one do you rather have? 215, 215? Which one? If you prefer 215, you type 1. If you prefer 215, you type 2. Well, that's a problem. When you type 215 or 215, it's still 215 or 215. 1 for 215, 2 for 215. 215. All right. Is that some sort of area code? Are you from New York or something like that? There might be a delay. Oh, Philly. Okay, okay. Philadelphia. Okay. Which part? Like, do you have like a cigar shop that you usually go to, like famous? I hang out in Famous a few times. And what's the other place? Smoke Inn or something like that? Oh no, it's called. I think the other place is called Best Cigar Prices or something like that. BCP. And they are like very beginning of Pennsylvania, I think. Can't remember which one's closer. I went to both of them. One of them was significantly closer to drive up. But hey, welcome. All right. So while I'm smoking a cigar right now, Holt, Northeast Philly. Holt. Okay. I think Philadelphia have quite a few cigar shops there compared to Massachusetts, so it's nice. I do like the drive there, like going from New York to Pennsylvania. You get through this whole area of sceneries, and that's a really nice drive. But it do have to take up that time. And the problem with that is when you go back, you gotta take that time too. Scenery is nice, but that time is wasted. But yeah, what's everybody smoking today? Like other than me, what's everybody smoking? Like usually I'm waiting for like Val to post what he's smoking today, because once he posts it, he's pretty nearby on. Lots of cigar shop and lounges. Yep. Try to read what does that daily paper. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's cold, right? I think we talked about what our winter cigar is gonna be like, you know. But what about spring cigars? What are you guys' spring cigars? What is a must-have spring cigar? Like when you think about spring, you're like, that is the cigar I need to have. What is your spring cigar? Right? Like we're talking about kind of cold, not really, rains a lot. What is spring cigar to you? Right? If somebody say, hey, here you gotta go to the shop right now, price is not the issue. You must pick up one cigar and that should represent your spring. What cigar would that be? What cigar would be your spring cigar? And I gotta be honest with you, like, you know, if this was me like 10, 11 years ago, I'll probably say a Perdomo champagne. But right now, it's definitely not. Roll de Cuba. I think our president said that our La Aroma de Cuba Ovation was really good. Just wait until Connecticut wrapped don't blow up. Oh, like the cold time? Well, you can actually make it not blow up. It's to let it accustom to the temperature. So if you don't light up the cigar when the cigar is really, really cold, then you should be okay. It might burn wonky, but your Connecticut wrapper will not blow up if you let it accustom to the temperature. So the inside temperature is not gotta be significantly different than the outside temperature. Being that if you let the cigar sit in the room temperature, like 70 degrees, before you light it and go out, then you should be fine. Because while you're smoking it, you will continue to introduce temperature to the cigar, which is not gonna cause that expansion that only the inside expand, outside didn't. Okay, And like when you smoke the cigar, try to hold it like this, cover it from the wind. It will actually, all the heat will kind of generate here in the palm. It'll kind of keep it the right temperature. So when I smoke in the cold, you'll see me doing this. Oh, San Cristobal, sorry about that. You'll see me doing this just so that I can keep the temperature in my palm to keep it from exploding. If you hold it like this, you're allowing the wind to go through it, and it's got to be cooled down a lot faster. But if you hold it like this, you should be able to keep some temperature in there and then keep it from exploding. Okay, San Cristobal. Why did I think La Cuba? La Cuba was what's the thing, like notable or something like that? That was the name. Can't remember the name right now. San Cristobal. You're absolutely right. So yeah, there's always there's some tricks to smoke in the cold, even though I don't recommend to smoke in the cold. But like there are people that kind of have to. Like I smoke in my house, so that doesn't bother me. I can smoke anytime in my house. But for those people who need to smoke outside, that's when you gotta decide the size of your cigar and whether or not it's worth it, right? So when you go outside, you have a smoke. Don't bring out like a Toro or like a Churchill. Please don't bring a Churchill. Like what are you doing in the cold, 20, 30 degrees with a Churchill? It makes no sense. Get a Cigarello, get a Corona, get a nub. Those things will conceal in your palm to keep some temperature. You can even hold it like this if you wanted to. Just out there smoking if you really want to torture yourself. Do you have a favorite Agranosa leaf? Oh, Agranosa leaf only have so many. So either rare leaf or supreme leaf. I mean, they're not that big a difference, but that's probably it. I mean, I'm not a big Agranosa smoker, but if I go buy, I either buy rare leaf or supreme leaf. Okay. So yeah, during the winter time, also make sure if you gotta go smoke in the winter time, don't bring alcohol with you. Do not sit outside in the cold. In the cold, no heat, okay? Do not sit outside in the cold smoking with alcohol. That's the dumbest thing to do. It might be enjoyable, but you're gonna freeze yourself to death. Okay? Do not do that. Alcohol, cold, don't mix well. You gotta ruin it. You gotta ruin it. Get yourself a hot coffee, hot tea, hot something, not alcohol, so that you can raise your body temperature while you smoke. Do not bring like alcohol and try to drink it, lower your core temperature, and then smoke. It's not the best thing to do. I'm on the process of really testing out my pergola next coming year. I mean, this coming year, winter. Because I've been buying those clear plastic vinyl sheets that will cover 98% of each side. So basically, is I hang it, and it's gonna leave a little hole, a little gap on the side, so the air can go through, right? And I'm gonna cover all the sides, right? So 6 sides of that clear thing, leaving just a little bit of room for air to go through. And what I was thinking is that that should create enough insulation or resistant to wind that I can smoke inside, but like, with the heat going on, hopefully insulating enough for the heat to keep me warm to smoke in there. I don't know why I need to. I probably don't need to, but I'm still in the process trying to figure out how I want to utilize my backyard, right? My backyard, it's gonna take a little bit to deal with. People say, why don't you just hire somebody? Because every time I hire somebody, they disappear. They disappear. I'm surprised my backyard, the pergola and the deck, I mean the patio was built, right? Because after they built it, after they put the cement down, the cement went through rain, so the cement is crumbling, and it's like shit. And I want to get them back, but they never showed up again. They never ever showed up again. I don't know what's going on. They didn't come for the winter cleaning. They mow like my house like 3 times. They never charged me for. They just not show up. And I text the guy back. He never respond. So I'm surprised they even built it. And I think the only reason to build it is because I already paid for it. They're like, oh, I gotta finish this shit up. So I did that, and now I have the pergola, I have the backyard, I have this whole area of just soil and leftover grass and a lot of moss that I had to deal with. And I just don't know what I want to do with it, right? You can hire somebody to kind of make it healthy, make it good. But I know that by the end of the summer, the winter time comes, snow is gonna ruin it right away. So there was no point to do that. Like you kill the moss, and next year you got snow sit on it for 6 months. It ruins it. So there's no point to spend thousands of dollars to do that just to see it ruin. Right? So if that was you, what would you do? What would you do? You just leave it, right? You just leave it. You leave it, but like, I want to utilize it. But the thing is that I don't utilize all that much. I mean, I think it's pretty cool to smoke outside, and I usually do that for the afternoon when the sunlight and everything. But at nighttime, I really don't find any use for the backyard whatsoever. I don't want to sit in the back to get chewed out by mosquitoes. I don't know how you guys deal with the mosquitoes, but I hate sitting over there just deal with mosquito. I don't know why. I don't know how people are able to hang out in their backyard and not get chewed out by mosquitoes. I don't know how that's possible. Right? I put out bait. I have like wasp, and I put out bait, and it's never enough to kill them. It's cold out there, mosquitoes still out there. Yes! I just got a big ass bump around my shoulder. It's a huge one. It's the size of my freaking thumb bump. For mosquito. And I wasn't even out that long. Just have one smoke and go. So yes, mosquitoes are out, flies are out. And I can't really do anything about the flies, because the fly will always find their way. No matter how much trap I put there, you'll never be able to stop fly. Right? The ticks are easy to like just spray, the tick will be gone. The ants are easy to get rid of, but the bees, man, I don't know how to get rid of the bees. Our bees live underground, inside the soil. So I don't know how to do it. It's possible. It's possible. Well, we rain a lot. Not like Texas. There's not a lot of rain, but over here we rain a lot. And those leftover water in the mountain area would generate mosquito. And I live in a halfway of a mountain. So our place is called, it's a hill going up. I'm the midway of the hill. And both sides has many places. Find the queen and relocate her. That's the thing. I am not kidding you, but each bee stays its own hole. Each bee, every time we see one bee, the bee freaking goes down to the ground, and you try to dig it up, there's no hole in there. They're just there. They hibernate by on its own. All right, and when I see the wasp, I don't find the nest. There is no nest. All right, I check all the eaves, all the overhang, all the bottom, all the tree hangs. There is no hive. So that means the hive is somewhere in the ground. So how do you find somewhere in the ground? All right, have a good night, man. See you tomorrow. I need like a bee expert to tell me what to do. A bee expert. Because I don't know where the bee's hiding. I know where the bee's hanging out, and I put baits there, and they don't fall for that shit. And don't tell me there's okay, there's difference between yellow jacket and wasp. I put both baits there, and they still don't fall for that shit. Both baits. It's so much of a bait, I want to eat that shit. I have a rabbit bait in the backyard, and the rabbit has never once fall for that bait. So I don't know. Never once. I don't understand it. Like, I think I have the worst luck when it comes to landscaping. Because here's the thing, right? For a long time, I lived in the city. When I was younger, throughout college and stuff like that, I live in the city because the college is in the city. So other than dealing with some lawn work like mow the lawn and stuff like that in high school, I never had to do any lawn work throughout my 20s. All right, throughout my 20s into my 30s. Never had to do any. Okay. And now that I bought a house, the first house, we hire people to do it, and we didn't live there long enough to see the end result. All right, every year they did a little bit of progress. We might have a little bit more grass, a little bit more, not whole, but a little bit more grass, and the trees are still growing, and nothing happens. Nothing happens. So I moved to this house. Our other house in Lexington, other than ants, it doesn't have anything. So that one, we didn't have to deal with that, all that stuff. We don't use the backyard. We don't use the yard. We don't use the yard, period. Okay. And this house, we have a yard, finally, right? We get a yard because we want a dog to run around. And now we can't find the proper way to deal with it because there is no proper way to deal with it. And when you say, why, Tony, there's always a proper way to deal with it. Well, the fence is fenced, the fence fenced in partially, and the other side is a downhill. So we don't have to deal about the downhill, right? We deal about the one that's fenced in. Now, the fenced in door is tiny. You can't put any big things in there unless you take it apart, right? But once you take it apart, you ruined it because they're cemented down to the ground. So you can't do any of that. You can only have a small machine going in. Okay, small machine going in. We can build a patio. We build a patio. As soon as you build a patio, now the grading is not correct. Now it's such a flood. I just don't have that luck. I just don't have that luck to get it done right one time and call it a day. Literally today, I'm sitting over in the sofa. My wife is just like, you know what? Can we just cement the whole back? Let's just not have any grass. Just cement the whole thing. I was like, yeah, you can, but it wouldn't make sense because that would cost more than building a extension of the house. I'd much rather to build another room, right? Because they had to do the foundation, they had to put it in, all that stuff. It's just you end up building another partition. So that's no good. But I don't even know why I'm stressing about it because I don't use it all that much. If I don't use it all that much, why am I stressing over it? I don't know. I don't know. Come on, our president, I just saw your picture. There's not even a background smoke going on. Are you really that cold? Like, I don't even see, like, even my cigar, if I put it out, I can kind of see a little bit of smoke. Your cigar has no smoke. Open a can of Dr. Pepper works great, baby. Are you sure? If you're sure about that, I will go open a can, just see if they'll go in. I'll open 10 cans. I'll open 20 cans if I have to. Now, here's the problem, though. Would a zero sugar Dr. Pepper work? Because that's what I drink. Now, I heard aspartame is very poisonous to bugs, but I've never seen them die. I've never seen ants die picking up like Dr. Pepper. Zero sugar. But it's supposed to be very poisonous to them. Any sugar alcohol is not digestible by ants, and they would die eating it. But I've never seen them die. I do have baits. I just had to put out a lot of baits outside. Cinnamon doesn't work. All right. So I've tried cinnamon. I've tried what's the thing? There's a really fine earth. It's like ash. I've tried those. Outside the house doesn't work. Inside the house kind of deters ants a little bit. It kills them. But outside does not work at all. So cinnamon doesn't work. In fact, I don't even know how, but the squirrels in my backyard will eat cinnamon. The squirrel in my backyard will eat anything and not die. All right? The squirrel in my backyard will eat anything and survive. I don't know how that works, but that's how it works.
Well, all right.
Hey, Val.
How's it going? How's it going? Just got back.
Yeah,
Sorry,
the Masticus earth. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it will keep things off my indoor, but even that, I still need to use a bait to kill them. But outdoor, it doesn't do shit. So, Val, how do you deal with backyard insects in your backyard?
I don't go out there.
Well, you are backyard right now.
Well, I'm outdoors. I'm on my deck. It's cold outside. There's no bugs out here. I'm inside my tent.
What about in the summer?
Oh, okay. All right. So look it. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
I'll have to have somebody when I'm on at night in the summertime. I'll have to have someone put me on camera so you can see how I'm set up. So this is what I have. I have a bug zapper on my left. Okay, about 25 feet from me, I got a bug zapper. To my right, behind me, about 25 feet, I got a mosquito trapper.
No, let me ask you. The mosquito trapper, is it one of the following? Is it one, the one bottle with the sitting water that has baits in it? Or two, is a big jug with a fan blowing downward, blows them in?
I think it's like the second one you said. It's got a light on there. It's got a fan on there. So I guess the light attracts them. Then as you get close enough, it sucks them in.
All right. So that's what. Okay.
Wait,
so
wait,
I have both what you said. I have both what you said.
But wait, I'm not done yet. Now,
Okay.
you may look upon me and think that I'm doing some kind of voodoo ritual because I literally have 6 citronella candles around me, plus a tabletop and one at the bottom by my feet, by my ankles. Okay, so it looks like I'm surrounded by candlelight. Okay, like I'm gonna do some kind of a voodoo ritual. And I also get that bug spray. And about an hour before I go out there, I spray. I spray the grass, I spray out in front. And after even doing all that stuff, I still end up getting at least 2 mosquito bites. And I don't know how they get by the trap.
So yeah. So in another word, you're in the same situation I am.
Yeah.
But like I can tell you that citronella does not work against mosquitoes.
Wait a minute. Now, first off, when you buy that candle, they got a picture on there that shows mosquitoes being warded off.
No. So what happened was somebody tested. They wiped citronella out of their hands and put it inside this chamber of mosquitoes, and the mosquito did not deter.
Well, you know why? Because it wasn't lit in a candle form. They just rubbed the stuff on them.
No,
Not
but
a
that
candle.
you put the scent on your hands is actually just as bad, right? Not to mention it'll probably burn his hand. And then he tried DEET. It goes in there. Probably like few of them still goes on there, but the rest will leave. Right?
Well, Deep
So-
is some rough stuff. I don't know if I would put that on my body.
Yeah. Well, both of them are pretty bad for you. Like smelling citronella, that quantity is probably bad for you. Not to mention it's really bad for dogs. Dogs cannot handle citronella. So I can't use citronella. Right? But I did have the fan thingy. Never catches any mosquito for me. And they said the only way to do it is to use one of those machines that uses propane and it gives out propane and tracks them to go in. Which I think is dangerous as hell.
So do you have one of those tabletop thermal cells, right?
I have those.
Okay.
I have,
I have
two.
one of those too.
I have two of those on each corner of my table. It still doesn't keep them from coming.
Yeah. It's a gimmick.
Yeah.
But
I have
you know
one
what
that heats up the piece of blue paper thingy, the sponge, and I have
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
one that is liquid form.
Okay, so this is now I saw this. I don't know if I don't remember if I saw it on Instagram or if I saw it on a YouTube thing where they say that if you get a zippy bag, you fill it with water, you fill it with vinegar, well, equal parts water, equal parts vinegar, and throw in some cloves. And there was another ingredient. I can't remember what the fourth ingredient was. I think
Baking
there's four.
soda.
There's four ingredients. You shake it up a little bit, mix it up a little bit, and then you tie it up. You hang it on something, and then you get like a Phillips screwdriver, and you puncture some holes at the top,
It gives out that
So-
garlic smell.
so it gets that aroma out, that odor out, and that is supposed to work against the critters, the bugs.
All right, I tried that too. Not only that, I even bought the ball that's just garlic smell. And it's so bad, it reeks my entire backyard. Garlic does not stop any bugs from coming.
Okay.
And it's supposed to deter squirrel, but my backyard squirrel will eat anything. I saw them eating that ball.
Boy, you know that's because you got Asian squirrels. They
Right?
eat anything. They
It's
eat
supposed
anything.
to keep them out, but no, I got more bunnies and I got more squirrel because I put those balls out there.
Oh, I got killer rabbits all around me, man. Yeah.
And I have a trap, like a actual trap thingy that they go in and close on the backyard. They never went in there, no matter what I put in there, right? And I have a clip trap, like if you touch it, it snaps. They never go on that either. In fact, I set off the trap myself, and the bunny never did.
Well, I'll tell you what. I got coyotes now. The coyotes are back. They'll take care of the rabbits.
We have what's the thing called? I think it is coyote. It will actually cry at night. Sounds
Yeah, they
like
howl. Yeah.
yeah. We have those, and it doesn't stop them at all.
Oh, why? I have during the daytime. I got red-tailed hawks.
We even have bats, and that doesn't stop the mosquito from coming.
Wow, bats love mosquitoes. They eat them.
Yeah, but not quick enough.
Okay. You know what I heard might also work? And I don't know if this is true. Again, I ran across this stuff on YouTube or Instagram. It's the dragonflies.
Yes, dragonfly will eat insect. However, dragonfly is not the best thing to have in your backyard either.
I mean, I guess once the bugs are gone, they fly away and go somewhere else. It's not like you can keep them on a leash.
No. They will be all over your flies, all over your plants and everything.
I
And
don't mind it.
you will actually have more spiders because spider loves them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Wait, Tony, I want a Japanese weasel. Bring one next time you go to like weasel. I can't bring animals across the countries.
I never heard of a Japanese weasel. I just heard of a weasel. Is there a special weasel in over there in Asia?
What the hell is a Japanese weasel?
Might be in-
Oh, you're talking about those.
All right. Hold on.
We
a
call
second.
that Itachi. I mean,
Yeah, I gotta lower. I gotta lower my heat a little bit because I'm getting a tad bit toasty.
yeah, we can't have those. They are actually a protected animal too. We can't even bring them over. There's a folklore about that animal where they are descendant of a ghost that has blades on their arm. So when you have gusts of wind go through like a bamboo forest and stuff like that, and some bamboo forest tree just falls off, it's because they went by it because their arms are full of blades. But the truth is, nope, just the wind.
Yeah, just
yeah.
I mean, just the wind.
So Val, when you're in your backyard enjoying your swimming pool,
Yes.
you also do that ritual?
No. No.
Then how do you
I
deal
do-
with that?
You know what? I do not go in my swimming pool when the sun starts coming down or at nighttime, even though I can light the pool up. Because of that reason. Because of the moskies. Okay, I am a strictly daytime swimming pool person. Okay, outdoor swimming pool person. When the sun starts going down, the mosquitoes come out and play. I do not want to be one of their toys. Okay? No, no, no. Mm-mm.
I got a solution for your bug issue. Build your home inside a massive greenhouse. I've seen a house built that way. They're amazing. They're sealed in. See, that defeat the point because I can already be inside my house. So if I gotta build outside inside, it's the same thing as being inside my house. That wouldn't work. And I don't have that problem when I'm in the cities. You know, that's the thing. I didn't have that problem when I'm in the city. And here's the thing, why is Tony when he buys a house and he didn't buy a city house?
A what?
Like, you know, people ask, like, Tony, if that's the case, why didn't you buy a house in the city? Why do you buy a house in the suburbs?
You know what? I don't think it matters. Mosquitoes are everywhere.
Not in the city.
Oh, I beg
they
to
spray the
differ with
city.
you. No. Mosquitoes are out there, buddy.
No, they spray the city. When I live in the city, in the community, the city will actually go spray the trees and all that stuff. So we don't have a lot of mosquitoes in the city. But once you go to school zone, different story. They're not allowed to spray the school zones.
Are you talking like the downtown area city and not the city neighborhoods?
Yeah, I'm talking about like downtown city.
Okay.
Center city,
Okay.
city center. City center.
Okay.
They have window
Yeah.
and door you can open if you want. That's the same thing in my house. I can open the window. But once you open the window, defeat the point because they still fly in.
Somehow they find a way to get in. And you know what? They don't bother you. They don't bother you during the day.
Yeah, I mean, they do bother me 24/7.
Well, I notice when I get mosquitoes in the house, I really don't notice them until nighttime, especially when you go to bed.
I can't.
Did
I
you hear
can't.
them?
This is why I have all my door closed and then still have flies come in. Fly will find a way to get in your house no matter what you do.
Yeah, flies. Yeah.
And you know when the fly gets into my house, guess what happens? First thing will turn all the lights off.
Well, then they fly lower.
No, fly does not fly in the dark.
That's like saying birds don't fly at night. Birds
No, no,
fly
no,
at
no,
night.
no. Fly literally as soon as you turn, like you can see a fly flying. As soon as you turn the light off, they drop.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta try that.
So what happened is they will either drop or they'll fly to the nearest window that can see light. That's how we catch them. We turn all the lights off. They'll fly towards the first light they see, which is windows. And then I just get my electric swapper and wait at the window,
Okay.
and I'll catch them every time.
But now that you have an animal, does your animal snap at them?
Yes, and that's our word. He tried to eat them.
Ain't nothing wrong with the protein for a dog. Thinking
Except
about
that the fly has a lot of disease on them.
Well, look at they're gonna go through the GI system, which is full of a lot of bacteria.
Or they'll end up in the hospital with a $3,000 vet bill.
Well, you got to say goodbye to the dog then.
Then my wife will snip me.
Then you got a problem.
It's a problem that I sign up for. It's a problem that I sign up for. Yeah. So as soon as I hear fly, lights off, my wife hugs the dog away. I'm waiting at the window. Yeah, I think this. I just don't know how people could control their bugs. Apparently, some people just don't have a problem in their backyard, and I do.
Hey, and you know what? I remember several years ago, they came out with these wristbands.
Doesn't work.
You can put them on your wrist. You can put them on your ankle. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
They
It's
can't-
citronella and spray over a plastic.
Then they came out with the kind that you can hook on your belt buckle. You can
I
hook
tried
on
those
your
too.
stuff. I mean, it's all gimmicks to you to spend money thinking it's gonna work.
I bought them all. Everything that you can find in like a Home Depot or like, hardware store, I've tried. And what's worse is when we smoke cigar outside. Cigar attracts mosquitoes and fly. Did you know that?
I did not know. I really thought the smoke would keep them
No,
away.
because the amount of smoke, it generates heat, carbon dioxide, which attracts them. So wherever I smoke, the bug will find their way to me. Except spiders. Where I smoke don't have spiders. But where I smoke, I'll find flies, I'll find mosquitoes, I'll find bees. What else would I find?
Wasps.
Bees and wasps.
Wasps. Yeah.
I'll find. What's that thing that flies around? I'll find moth.
Moths. Moths. Well, they love light. They go to light. Any kind
Heat
of
and
light.
They love it. And those like, what's it called? Gnats.
Oh yeah, the real tiny swarmy flies and the gnats. Yeah.
Whenever I smoke, they come.
But they like you. They're probably saying, Tony, you want a snack? Come, I'm here.
Because we end up smoke after you smoke, you end up smell like burned wood. They're like,
Then
ooh.
then you better look out for beavers.
I'm okay with beavers. If beaver showed up, that's just dinner.
Well, you can't eat beaver.
You can eat anything.
No, you can't eat beaver.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't. Don't you ever watch those movies and stuff and documentaries? You can trap them. You can use their pelts, but you never see them eat them.
Because they're not easy to cook. Gotta braise them.
Braise them, smoke them, barbecue them, grill them, open pit fire them. You never see him eat them.
Oh, talking about grill and barbecue, I was eating briskets the other day. And I was telling my wife, do you know brisket is a poor people food?
That's not true.
And I was like, do you know how much it costs for these 3 slices here? She said, yeah, but they used to be poor people food because they're so tough and hard to cook. So they were poor people's cut.
No, I don't.
And I Googled it,
Okay.
it was true.
Well, no. What it is? It is probably the toughest part of the beef, and because it's the toughest part, it didn't sell well, so they sold it cheap to move the product.
No.
that-
So before the slow grilling and all the barbecue technology that was developed, they are so tough that nobody can cook them. So nobody wants them.
No.
They
Wait,
were.
no. Don't you watch cowboy movies?
I watched cowboy movies. I didn't believe it until I Googled it.
No, look at in the cowboy movies when they, and I was talking to somebody about this the other day. We were talking about, westerns and stuff, and I said, look at people out there want to think about this. You watch a cowboy program, and they go into a restaurant. You never hear them order pork chops.
All right. See, historically, brisket it was considered a poor person or lower class food.
I find it highly offensive for you to say that.
And that's what it is.
But I get it. I understand that. But look at getting back to the brisket before I go on to my restaurant thing with the Cowboys, is that when you're on a cattle drive, somewhere along the line, you're gonna have to have one of that cattle. You're gonna have to eat one of those cattle, either intentionally or sometimes the cattle breaks a leg.
Mm-hmm.
So if it breaks the leg, you're gonna eat the thing.
Nope.
No. Yes, you're gonna eat it.
All right. In the past, in long time ago, whenever the cow ended up no longer serve its purposes, what they do is they cut out the meat and they export them because they make more money exporting than eating.
Oh wait. I'm talking about on a trail. You're moving the cattle across the prairie and the open range to get to El Paso, Texas, okay?
Yeah.
To get to Fort Worth, Texas. That cattle, for some reason, breaks a leg, they shoot them. They're eating that thing. They're not gonna slaughter it and cut it up.
They're slaughtered, and that's why corned beef that was developed.
No.
So what is the purpose of corned beef?
That's some kind of Irish thing. I have no idea. You don't see no cowboys eating, hey, let's have some corned beef brisket. You don't hear them say that. You don't hear
I don't know.
cowboys say, let's have some pastrami.
I don't see cowboys shooting at each other either.
Well, yeah, okay, but look here. So what happens is, and then here's another thing. Oh, I'm gonna skip back to the brisket, then I bring the other thing up, then I bring back the restaurant. It's three things. So, somehow they kill the animal. They kill it, breaks the leg or whatever, or they got to cut it out and kill it. And they don't pick the best one, right?
Yeah.
They don't pick the best cattle from the herd. Hey, this looks like a nice plumpy, steer. Let's kill this one. Let's eat this one. No, they pick the scrawniest ones, the one that's not going to sell well, right?
Right.
Or they pick the one with the broken leg because they got to kill it. They're not going to leave it there. They're going to kill it. They're going to slaughter it up and eat it. So what happens is, you never hear the cowboys in a campfire say, I wonder what the cook is making tonight. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that porterhouse steak. Not me. I want the ribeye. Not me. I want the flank steak. Not me. I want the hell with the sirloin. Give me the top sirloin. No, buddy. I want the chuck steak. You don't hear that. All you hear
you
is
can have
that.
whatever you want.
well, that leads to another story. I'd like to know the guy or the butcher that discovered these cuts of meat, named them, and they learned how to purvey them from that carcass. Okay?
I think that's a sales tactic.
It probably is. So anyway, so now because you hear, what we haven't eaten tonight. Same thing. Potatoes, beef, and beans. Okay? If you're lucky, you might get a biscuit. Okay, that's cool. So after the cattle is done, what have they got left? They got the brisket left. piece of meat you can eat on that animal. So how do they cook it? They got to slow cook it. So what do? On the chuck wagon, okay, you can't have coals in the chuck wagon to burn it down. They put a pole at the end of the chuck wagon. They get a Dutch oven. They put that brisket inside that Dutch oven, and on top of that Dutch oven is where they put the coal and the wood. And as the chuck wagon is moving along, it's cooking along the way. That's why it's so tender. By the time they get done with their ride, that meat is ready to eat.
Doesn't that
Because it
attract
was
animals?
slow cooked.
Doesn't that attract animals?
It might. It might. I mean, this thing, if you're doing a cattle drive, you don't bring your cattle in a big circle. Okay, boys, time after we eat, we're going to hit the bed. We're going to go to sleep, getting up early, break it dawn. We're on our way. No. They got to put scouts out there. You got to put guards out there for two reasons. Number one, you got to watch the rustlers. And number two, you got to watch out for those coyotes and wolves because they'll separate when to get to them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's how I thought that they came about cooking the brisket. Because unless they're going to stay in one area to graze the cattle for 2 to 3 days after pushing and pushing and pushing, cattle got to rest. You got to let them rest to make the rest of the drive. You got to let them graze to eat the grass to plump up a little bit because you don't want to show up to the market with some scrawny cattle. You ain't making no money. And after driving them all those miles, all those days, you got to have money. Got to get the money.
Okay.
All right. So now, so that's one way that they can cook the brisket while in camp if they're staying there to graze. But if they're not staying there to graze, they're going to put that brisket in that Dutch oven, extend it on a pole, and they're going to have hot charcoals and woods and stuff on top of that Dutch oven. And as they ride along, they're going to slow down. They're going to run back, take a look at it. Okay, add some more, and then keep on going. So that by the time they're done with the drive for the day, that brisket's just about ready,
Okay.
or should be ready. Now, the next thing, we go into the restaurant, go into the town.
Okay.
Okay, you go to the town, and every town has a restaurant. Okay, yep. For breakfast, you're gonna hear eggs. You're gonna hear potatoes.
Breakfast didn't exist until much later.
Well, I'm just saying, in the cowboy movies, it did. In the cowboys movies, it did. You're gonna hear pancakes, Johnny cakes, something like that. You're gonna hear the eggs. You're gonna hear about the bacon. You're gonna hear about the potatoes. You do hear about ham every once in a while, but not that often. But you do hear about it.
Bacon is ham.
I know, but I'm talking about ham slices, not bacon slices.
That's a Canadian thing.
No, Canadian bacon is like thin sliced. I'm talking about a regular ham that you slice into thick, and I'm not
Have
talking
you
like
seen a Canadian
pork
bacon?
chops, pork. The Canadian bacon that I'm used to seeing is thin, very thin sliced, almost like lunch meat.
Right, but they were ham.
Yeah, I know that. But when I talk about bacon, I'm talking about this bacon strips. When I'm talking about the ham, I'm talking about the
Yeah,
ham
that's
that
what
you
I'm
have
saying,
on
like,
Easter. The ham that you have on Easter that you cut into thick slices.
That's what I'm saying. That's a Canadian thing.
No, you never hear those cowboys going to the restaurants. Hey, yeah, give me an order of Canadian bacon. You
No,
don't
no, no.
hear that.
They call it ham, but it's really Canadian bacon.
All right. So anyway, you never hear them in those restaurants, and it never fails. It never fails. I don't care if you're driving the cattle in. I don't care if you live in the town community. They all know your name.
Yeah, but when you go to a place, you don't go order like that. You're like, give me a Hungry Man special. You know?
No, they're gonna say, how do you want your steak?
No, how do you want your eggs?
Well, no, how do you want your steak?
No,
They
it's
don't
not,
say.
It's not gonna. Hungry Man Special don't have steak. It's got ham, bacon, and eggs and sausages.
Listen, I'm talking about a cowboy. I'm not talking about an
Yeah,
Eastern
I don't think
asking for a
cowboy don't
hungry
eat
man.
steak for breakfast.
Look at in my cowboy movies that I watch,
No, you can't base on the movie.
I am basing it on a movie.
You can't base on a movie. I'm pretty sure if I Google it, no cowboy doesn't really eat because beef is a luxury back in the days.
So look at you always hear them say, "Hey Tony, how do you want your steak?" They don't say, "Hey Tony, what do you want? What do you want tonight? Do you want a ribeye? You want a sirloin? You want a porterhouse?
You know,
want
I have never got asked, "How'd you like a steak in a breakfast restaurant?" Ever. And I have had steak for breakfast many times. Even that they don't ask.
Okay.
But they will ask me always, "How'd you like your eggs?"
Yes, they'll do that.
But you wouldn't be like, you know, if that was developed that much, you wouldn't be like that, you know? Even when we go to Texas, when you go to Texas, did they ask you how you want to steak for breakfast?
But they do have steak on the menu.
Yeah, but have you ever?
No.
You know what? Joey, you live in Texas. When you go to a breakfast restaurant, have you ever ordered steak for breakfast?
Steak and eggs, baby. Steak and eggs. Steak and eggs, hash browns, a biscuit.
I don't think so. The movie is like, you know, Hollywood style rich, okay? Cowboys don't have that kind of rich. Eating steak for breakfast every day?
Hey, when you're a rancher,
You don't eat on your own inventory.
when you're a rancher, look, you eat steak and you eat chicken.
Mm-hmm. They'll
That's
eat
what you
chicken.
got.
They'll
You
eat chicken.
You'll eat chicken.
So what's the Southern specialty? Chicken fried chicken, right?
No, chicken fried steak.
Chicken fried steak. That's not steak or chicken.
It's steak.
It's chicken.
It's steak. Chicken fried steak is steak. Thin cut steak, but it's dipped in a batter with breading. That's
Okay,
why
so-
that's why it looks like fried
so
chicken.
Now that's the question, right? If you eat chicken fried steak, would they ask you how would you like your steak?
No, they only make it one way.
Exactly. Nobody asks you how would you like your steak.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're not. Yeah. They're gonna ask you. Well, do you want this steak? How do you want that steak? You want it medium? You want it rare? You want it
It
medium
wouldn't
rare?
be because it's fried.
I'm talking about steak, not chicken fried steak. Chicken fried steak is gonna be fried. Okay, I'm just saying they
But
don't
why
ask
do you think why do you think they serve chicken fried steak?
because it tastes good with gravy.
It's because it doesn't matter what cut you're getting.
Yeah, yes, it does matter. They're not going to give you a ribeye as a chicken fried steak.
Right. Like I say, the steak is a luxury. They're not gonna give you the best part.
They're going to give you, an inexpensive steak, but it's going to be tenderized so it's edible.
Right. So they will give you the worst part possible. You're giving so much credit to the Cowboys thinking that they can eat steak every day. Like, Val, think about this. Can you eat breakfast steak every day?
Can I? Can I? I probably can, but I wouldn't. Because you would get tired of it.
Okay, but can you eat eggs and hash brown every day?
Can I eat eggs and that's tough, man. Because I probably could eat that every day for breakfast because I can make the eggs differently.
Exactly. Cowboy isn't gonna go in there every day going, all right, I'm gonna have a steak this morning. Same as yesterday this morning. You know, somebody come in, you'll be like, hey, Mike, how you doing? Same shit every day. Give me the usual. It's gonna be steak and everything. No.
All right, everybody. I want you to go on TV, go find Gunsmoke, go find a Virginian, go find some cowboy show where they're going to a restaurant, and you tell me how many times they order ham.
They don't even have to order it. It comes with it.
No. No.
Bacon and eggs. That's all you need. Bacon and eggs and hash brown, potatoes, whatever. And a cup of coffee. And even that is a lot. Like I said, breakfast didn't exist until much later.
Yeah, and those cattle drives, the coffee was probably a staple, a main, and biscuits.
They don't have steak every day. I can't think of anybody who does. There's only a handful of CEO that I know will eat steak every morning. Oh, unless you're on a special diet too. So you got that. I don't know. Well, how's the temperature over there today?
Right now, I'm about 32 degrees. I think my high today was about 41, 43, something like that.
We're at 22.
Okay.
Well, who did I piss off to get this temperature?
The mosquitoes.
I didn't even get to kill any mosquito yet.
So let me see, what else was there? So I'm just saying, I noticed in those cowboy movies and shows when they're ordering steak, it's like, hey Joe, usual, yeah,
I
steak.
get that. I get that.
Steak.
Like, okay,
Steak.
even when you watch Chinese shows, right? When you watch those Chinese like martial art shows back in the day, kind of show, right? You see big guys go to the restaurant, sits down and says, "Give me like how many amount of kilogram of alcohol, and give me beef, give me this and that." Those are just for shows because back in the day, at that time period, eating beef is illegal. Eating beef is against the law.
Let's bring that up. Let's bring that up. So I noticed that in some of the Asian movies, I don't hardly ever see them eat rice.
They do
But
eat rice.
I see them eat a lot of noodles and other stuff, but I don't hardly ever see them eat rice.
Because at the time period, rice are very expensive.
Okay. Okay.
Flour was cheaper,
Okay.
right? So if you go to a restaurant and order rice and beef, it doesn't happen. You'll order a few things, and you'll eat the vegetables and then the dishes, and you'll drink your alcohol. But you will not eat a full meal there. It's not happening. So there's like people who doesn't understand history will be like, oh, all those people, martial art people dressing nicely, go to the restaurant, order a large amount of alcohol, and eating beef and all that. That doesn't happen. Well, number one, those alcohol, they're like meats. They are very, very heavy. There's no way you can drink like pints and pints at a time. So that doesn't happen. The bowl they're drinking thing with they look like almost like a plate this big. No, the real bowl's this tiny.
Yeah, they're small,
tiny.
little.
They're this tiny. They're this flat. Those alcohol are so strong, there's no way to drink. But when you see it, they use a big one and go, that does not happen. Only happens in the story. Again, they don't get to eat meat. They'll eat chicken, pork, or lamb. They don't get to eat beef. And how much did it cost? silver and gold on the table, walks away. Never happens. Never happens. Back in the day, they had to wait it. So you've seen those like Chinese money ball thing, right? So they look like shape gold, right? What happened is that's a specific way, and the only way to get your change is for them to break it apart.
Oh wow.
That's why you see people get like, you know, like the round piece of like silver as currency. Those are broken apart pieces. So unless you have those tokens, so they like look like a quarter, those that have a specific amount of weight that's already weighted. When they give silver and stuff like that, they weight it. So you don't get to go just put money on the table and walk out. You gotta sit there and wait for them to weight it and give you the same amount of weight in change. So the thing is that, you know, when people watch like old movie, old shows and stuff, that is portrayed in the most convenient way possible. But in reality, that's not how it works. In reality, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And nobody even carry goals out. Nobody carries gold pieces of gold out. And also the government use the government gold too. Government gold and silver. The government gold and silver has a stamp on the bottom of the thing. And actually, they can't even spend that. Government officials not allowed to spend government gold at a civilian shop. If they do, the civilian had to return that gold. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Yeah. So, but then when we watch the movie, you see those government officials go to the place to eat and put a stupid fucking, a pound of gold on the table, and like, all right, keep the change. That they can't keep that change. They can't even destroy that. So what they do is they will write down how much you spend, and they will charge you later. It's like the first world credit card. And later on, there's a piece of paper with a stamp on it. It tells you how much. It's like a first bill, the money bill, and they're like 8x10 piece of paper. And those are heavily fake too, so they don't really carry those. It's a tough time. I don't think anybody will go on there. Hey, you know, I gotta have beef. I have this. I have this. Nah. It's cool to watch. I mean, back in the day, what does cowboy do for a living?
Cattle drives, horse drives, break horses.
All right. So they have all the inventory of meat themselves. Why would they go to the restaurant and spend money to eat meat?
Because they don't gotta cook it.
They cook it on the way.
No, the cook cooks it.
Right. So they have a cook on their thing. So why would they have to go to the restaurant for it?
I mean, that's a good question. I guess because you know they get the cook has his own, you know, style, and you're tired of eating that cook's food, so you gotta try somebody else's food.
You think back in those days they have like luxury, just so like what kind of style food do I want? Chinese or want the Japanese one?
No, but it's just like now you got. Let's take the chicken for you got Kentucky Fried Chicken. You got Popeye's chicken. I mean, it's still chicken, but it tastes different. So you got your cook that you've been on this cattle drive for months, and you keep getting the same food every day. Now you go to a restaurant. Now you get it cooked differently.
All right, let me ask you this, right? When you're doing a cattle drive, you go from one state to the other. When you go back to your own state, do you go back empty?
What do you mean? Do you go back empty?
You came over with cows, right?
Yes.
You gotta go home.
Yes.
What do you go home with?
Nothing.
You don't.
Yeah. Well, if you're part of that ranch, you go back to that ranch because you're the hand ranch. But if you hire on, once that drive is done, wherever it ends up at, then you go look for another job for another rancher or another cattle
right?
drive.
They go there, they sell their cows, and then buy whatever that's there, like spice or whatever, and then go back. So they wouldn't spend the money there. They will use it to buy whatever material that needed to go back. They won't go back empty-handed. It's a long trip.
I don't know. I think they would go back empty-handed.
Because you waste the trip every time you go back then.
No, it's not a wasted trip. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, but you're going back the same distance. You still have to use all that food. Now you don't even have your beef with you. The cows are gone.
Yes, but it's less time because you don't have to move all that cattle and keep them all together and that kind of stuff. And you're going at a faster pace. And I was just doing your horse.
And your carriage.
What carriage?
You don't think, okay, you think that people would just ride horse with their cow and then just go. There's nothing they carry. They don't carry anything. They don't need a carriage to carry their potatoes or whatever.
The only one that needs to carry anything is on that chuck wagon.
Okay, so there's a wagon.
The chuck wagon, yes. Now they would go back loaded because they can stock up their chuck wagon. They have stuff to bring back to the ranch so they can cook there. Then they can find out what's the next drive. When's the next drive going to be? Then they can say, okay, we have to have this much for the next drive. That stuff gets left in the chuck wagon because that's all that chuck wagon is for the drives. Once you get back to your ranch, well, no, you got a whole kitchen. You got a whole pantry to choose from.
But on the way back, you still need to stop. You still need to eat. You still need...
Yeah. You do. And that's why you take that jerky. That's where that beef jerky comes into play.
You gotta eat beef jerky for the next few days. No water, no potato, nothing.
Well, you don't got to worry about. As long as you got water and as long as you got beef jerky, you can. Yeah, your can of beans. I don't even know if they had cans of beans at that time, but pretty much travel light.
No, because they will definitely bring stuff back. So the going
look
back trip is not wasted.
All right. So look at so if going back, I can see where the person has to have they have to have a small coffee pot. They got to have coffee. Okay. They got to have flour to make some kind of bread somehow, some way. And jerky.
No, because you make it sound like on the way there, they're fully prepared. Food,
Yes.
extra cattle, or whatever, just in case, right? But on the way back, you got nothing but your horse. So if your horse got injured, you're gonna die there. Sorry.
If your horse get injured, yeah, you say goodbye to your horse and you just grab your saddle, or you hide your saddle and you got to remember the markers where your saddle's at because that saddle's heavy. Come on. Where's my Texas people out there? They should be answering these questions. They're cowboys.
I don't think that's how it works. That's the thing. Like, you know, like in theory, they wouldn't like, okay, I go there, I'll save, I come back, I'll risky. And not get paid. Your
You
trip
already
back
got
is not paid.
You got paid at the cattle drive.
You pay from A to B, but not from B back to A.
Yes, because you're getting paid, from A to B. Once you get to B, you get your money. How you get back to A is on you.
Right, so why wouldn't you make sure that you get paid from A to B and then B back to A you also get paid for?
Well, if you're a ranch hand, you probably will. But if you just sign up for the drive, you won't. You're going to get signed up to get the cattle there. And once it's there, you get your money, and boom, you're on your own. Now you can go sign up for another cattle drive. You go sign up for a horse drive, or you can go from town
Right.
to
So
town.
you still
and
get
see-
paid from B to A because you're just like, who's going over there?
No. 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 No.
Val, if
See,
you
Tony,
run, if
see, Tony, look
if
at-
you're a
Tony,
cowboy,
you don't-
you're
you
gonna
don't
be very
watch enough-
broke.
You don't watch enough American cowboy movies.
The American cowboy movie never show you going back from B to A. But if you are a cowboy and you only earn money on the way to and not the way back, you gotta be very poor.
No, look at the storyline is always going from A to B. Once you get to B, the storyline is over. How you get back to A? They're not going to follow you on your way back.
Yeah, because that's how it works. That's the problem with the story, is that it only ends A to B. It doesn't tell you how B to A. But B to A, they have to make money, or else that trip was wasted.
No. You made your money, Tony. You're taking your money back. Your money's in your saddlebags. The money's in your belt, in your money belt. Okay, that's your money. So you take care of
okay.
that money.
All
You
right.
get back to A, from B to A. You get back to the ranch.
That's the dumbest way to do it, because now somebody gonna rob you and you have nothing.
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's why you got a money belt, or that's why you hide your money in your boots. You hide money in your wherever you can hide it.
When somebody rob you, you don't get to hide something. They just.
Well, I mean that's the risk that you take.
But
That's the
let's say
risk
this,
that there
right?
is.
If you go from A to B, you got paid at B. You use the B to buy stuff so that you can go back to A and sell it. You got the money there.
Tony, you got to watch more cowboy movies.
No. I read history. I don't just everything had to make sense.
What I just said does make sense.
No, your thing makes half a cent. Your thing makes 50 cents. You only make half the way, don't make the other money back.
But I don't need to make money back because I already made my money. I got money to get back.
Yeah, but you waste the trip.
I didn't waste the trip because my trip was to get from A to B.
My trip from A to B makes me $2. I'm gonna make sure I buy something with that $2, and when I go back, that $2 is gonna become $4. So I make two and make two back. Why would you just want to make two? And those trips are not like 1 or 2 days.
No, it's not. I mean, yeah, it's you're talking a month or months.
What, months a month? You gotta eat beef jerky for a month? Come on.
No. I mean, on the way there, on the way back, it's faster.
Okay, so like 15 days. That's still 15 days
15 days.
of jerky.
You're eating something, and maybe along the way you run across a squirrel or you run across a rabbit.
That's not how it works. You have no seasoning, you have no fire, nothing. You have your horse.
Look, when you're hungry, you don't need seasoning.
Right, but I don't think they will do that. Are we? Come on. Common sense, man.
Yeah, common sense. You get
Common
paid
sense
from
is
A
that
to
when
B.
you go there prepared, you'll come back prepared. Your horse can only run so much distance a day.
Here's what I think happens on these cattle drives, and if you work for the ranch, you're a ranch hand, you're moving the cattle or the horses from A to B. A lot of times when you get to B, they just give you a little bit of spending money because you're going to stay in that town for a couple of days before you head back. All right.
Okay.
And then you get the rest of your pay when you get back to the ranch. So now you got your money there, and again, this is all, I call it verticality, all right? Verticality, because they're keeping that money in that town where that ranch is at. All right? That
Now you're not
that
making
money,
sense again. Okay, let me tell you this, right? If you move from A to B, you don't get paid until you go back to A.
No, you're going to get a little bit of pay because you're going to be in that town for a couple of days before you head back to A.
Well, let me ask you this, right? Now you're done. You went back to A. A pays you, right?
A
You
pays
do that.
you.
You pay that. You do that a few times. Who's paying A? A eventually
got-
run out of money.
Well, that's why A is getting ready for the next drive to make money.
Right, but the money never came back.
The money did come back, Tony. They brought. I'm the ranch owner. I'm driving my cattle up there. I'm getting paid big money, at the meat marketplace, at the cow place where they're buying all my cattle. I got my money.
Right, you think the money's gonna teleport from B and A to your pocket?
No, you're gonna. Well, no. This is what most cattle people are gonna go to the bank, put that money in the bank, and they're gonna have it wired over.
Wired over it. What is this? 2021?
Tony, they had telegraph.
You should look at what year telegraph started existing. Like bank interbank transactions happen.
Hey, they had big banks in San Francisco. They had big banks in Texas. They had big banks in Illinois. They had big banks in Missouri.
Right now.
Even
But
back
in the
then.
day,
Even
no,
back
in the
then.
day, they moved money just the same way. A big safe box with my bounties, and then just go.
Well, that's a different type of community you're talking about. I don't ever see money move that way by cattle people. I'm seeing maybe one person carrying a lot of money, and he's got about 3 or 4 people riding with him.
Right. So, how do you think the money goes?
You sell your
There's
cattle.
no check. There was no checkbooks.
No, there's no check. No. It's all cash. It's all money.
So where'd they go?
It's going back. It's going back to your ranch. You're taking it back to your ranch, and once you get to your
So
ranch,
you are carrying money.
you're carrying money.
So you have to get paid. It's not you get paid when you get back. You get paid on the spot.
Yeah, you get paid on the spot, but how are you going to get the money back unless you take it back?
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. No one's gonna ride solo, carry all that money back.
That's why I said when you get to the end of the ride, you're going to get a little bit of money to spend in that town for a couple of days before we head back to the ranch. Once you get back to the ranch, okay, boys, come Friday night, you're getting your pay. You line up. Tony, I had you down for 14 days. Here's your wages I got wages for 14 days, but I gave you 2 days' wages.
Again, you're missing the point. You're missing who's paying A, because the money's still at B.
No, the money's not at B. The money was brought from B back to A so he can pay the hands out.
Okay, so the money got paid from B to A by who? Who's transferring that money?
Whoever bought his cattle.
Right, so they are paying the guy.
I never. All right, Tony, I need a drink.
Right? Val, you're the transporter, right? You came over to me, I'm B, right? And you brought me, like, I don't know, two cattle. Let's just say 2 cattle, right? Let's say that's $50, right?
All right.
I'm gonna give you $15 so you can last here. And then you gotta go back and you gotta get paid. But I still owe $50 to A.
No. How do you get that?
I had to pay for the cows. I'm B.
Look at you are A. You are A. You are the ranch owner. You are A.
Okay, no.
You're selling your
I'm
cows.
A. No. A is, let's say A is another person, okay? That owns the ranch. I'm a person who worked at B. He works at B. He sells like when you bring the cattle to me, I sell it.
No, you're buying.
Right, I buy it from A.
You're buying from A.
Right, I'm B.
You're B.
So when A comes over, I have to pay A.
Yes.
How do I pay A?
You pay A with the money that you're going to give me for my cattle.
Well, A is 30 days away from me.
Well, you're waiting.
A is 30 days away from me.
You're waiting.
But so as soon as you go back, A had to pay you.
No, I'm A. I'm taking my cattle to B. You're B. As soon as I bring my cattle to you, you're paying me. Once I get my money, I'm taking my money back to my ranch.
All right, so now you're saying that I'm paying you that $50.
Yeah.
All right, so you're carrying $50 on your own riding bike. Riding
Yes.
bike.
Right. Yeah.
So you don't, okay. So essentially, if something happened to you, no, okay. First of all, you say that person who's riding the horse is not getting paid. I only gotta pay you a little bit.
No. Look at if I'm the ranch owner, I'm the ranch owner. I'm A. I'm the ranch owner. You are B. Okay.
Okay.
I'm selling my cattle to you.
Okay.
You're the money holder. You got the
I have
money.
$50. I have $50.
You got the money. I got the product. All right. Now,
Okay.
if I have people bring my product to you, I am still at A.
Yes.
Now, my people bring you the product.
Right.
You're gonna pay that to the head boss of those guys.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell the head boss of those guys, listen, you've been on a long drive. Before you come back, you need to rest up. You need to let the horses rest up. Okay? Give the guys a couple of days pay so they can get to a hotel room. If they want a hotel room, if they want to go buy something to eat, if they want to go buy something to drink, or if they want to hang out with the ladies, if they want to gamble, only give them 2 days' wages. You give them 2 days' wages, and how they spend it, that's up to them.
Okay.
Because I don't want to pay them all their money, even though they're entitled to it. Okay? Because if I give them all their money and when they come back here, they got nothing because they spent it all.
Okay.
So you give them $2. Let's say 14 days. You give them $2, like $2, 2 days' wages.
Okay.
Okay? They spend their 2 days' wages. You come back on day 3. When they get back here, we're going to let them get settled in the ranch, let them rest a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to be making plans for the next cattle drive. Okay? They come back to the ranch, get their horses in the stable, get them cooled down, get them brushed off, get them wiped down, get them fed. They come in, they rest up, they take their baths, they shave, whatever, they relax. And come Friday, we're going to line them up because it's payday. And when come payday, line them up. Tony, you got 14 days coming. I paid you 2 days in Fort Worth. You got 12 days coming. Here's your pay. Okay, now me as a ranch owner, because you work for me, this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to provide a place for you to sleep, the bunkhouse. I'm going to provide you 3 square meals a day. That's your food, okay? You're going to have bathing facilities here, okay?
Okay.
And you're going to have your money. You're not going to pay me for room and board because, I'm doing this because I'm thinking this, if I want to keep these people, I'm going to treat them right. And how do I treat them right? I'm going to pay them a decent salary. I'm going to feed them. I'm going to give them room and board. Okay? So you keep your money, and then you get your full money. I can pay you all at once if you get to B. I'll give you all your money if you want to get to B. But some people can't control themselves. Some people will blow all their money in 2 days by hanging out, doing stuff, and then now it's time to go back. They get back, and what happens? There comes Friday, payday, everybody lines up, they get their pay, except for you. How come? Because you already got paid. You got your money at B. Now you don't have any money to spend to go to our local town to go have a drink at the end of the day, if that's what you want to do, to go out to the restaurant, in the local town if that's what you want to do. And you know, every town they have a dance on Saturdays. And now you ain't got no money to go to the dance.
Right. So you're also holding the risk that what if he just spend all the money that was sold the cattle for?
No, I'm not taking that risk.
You are. He sold
Well,
the,
what, the risk that I'm taking, the
the
risk
guy
that I'm
giving the money. The guy, I give him $50.
well, the risk that I'm taking is the guy that I'm having being responsible to getting all that money and
So
bringing that
wouldn't
money
that
back.
make more sense to say you go over there and what they're gonna do is they're gonna give you 50 pounds of salt. You gotta carry that back.
No, no, no. I'm not going to buy any product there. I got my local town where I can buy my stuff.
No. You gotta go over there because we don't produce it. We produce cow here. We produce cow here, and they produce something else there. They might have the feeds. They have them or whatever.
They got that stuff in my local town. That's why I don't need to go to those towns and buy that stuff. I'm spending my money in my local
There's gonna be
community.
things that your town cannot produce that is produced on the other town. Or the other town has nothing.
Look, Tony, you got to watch more cowboy movies.
Well, I'm giving you like the point of view of like how Silk Road works. People go through Silk Road. They will carry stuff. They will sell fruit like that path. They go there and they sell it. And what they do is they will carry over spice and all that stuff that they don't carry where they came from, and they'll bring it back. And then that way, the people won't rob them for money. It's just salt and spices.
So okay. So you're bringing okay. You're not carrying back money, but you're carrying back
Things
different
that are value.
different products that
Right.
you can
Once they
either
bring
use
it back,
yourself
once
or
they bring
trade.
it back, that trip coming back became a expedition. You bring it back material to sell to other shops there.
Yeah, so you're talking import export. I'm exporting my cattle, and on the way there, I'm going to make some deals, and I'm going to import this stuff back.
Right. And then you sell it to them, you get the money, and the money is always being moved back and forth. That's how it works, at least on the Silk Road. Because it's not
okay.
1 or 2 day thing. Even if you think you can run faster without anything on you, the horse can only go so far a day.
Oh yeah.
So it's still gonna take days and months.
It should take half the time to at least half the time to 1/3 the time to get back.
Right? So you still carry stuff, you come back, that trip coming back makes money, the trip going there makes money. You're making money both ways. You wouldn't just make money one way.
Well, okay, I understand that concept, but I didn't think of it that way.
That's how it works.
Okay.
Why else you're only making half the money every single time? There's really, like you say, the guy could be like 1 day worker, takes money and run.
Yeah. So I mean, you got your regular ranchers, and then when you realize that, hey, you know what, I need more men, then you say, hey, Joey, listen, I want you to go to town, see if you can find anybody that's interested in working this cattle drive. How many you need? I need about 5 more people. Okay, so where does Tony go? He goes to the restaurant, he goes to the saloon, he goes to the stable to see if anybody wants to sign on for a job.
Right, but they still want to come back.
Well,
Because that's where
he
their home
can-
is.
Yeah, well, he can come back on. Yeah, he can come back once the drive is over. He can come back with us as a group, or he can come back on his own.
Right, but those people need to get paid, right?
Well, they'll get paid at the end of the drive.
Right. So you wouldn't want to carry all the money on you, so somebody that's not you.
Well, no, you sure wouldn't want to, but a
So
lot
you
of
will
cases.
take some money and you're like, here's your pay, here's your pay, here's your pay, get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna go buy salt. I'm gonna go buy pepper. I'm gonna go buy, whatever material. Going back, here's the material, and then you go to the exchange and you're like, here's your salt, here's whatever. Collect those money. The guy who come back did not have any cash on him. I do.
So yeah, when you talk about it that way, I don't think about an exchange of product for money. I'm looking about a barter system. You trade me this for that.
No, because you gotta make money both ways.
Well,
And even if it's not, like like I say, haze or whatever, because they don't have no cattle there, their vegetation must be better.
mm,
On the way, I know the local bar shop would like to have some Kentucky bourbon. So on the way back, you carry some Kentucky bourbon back too.
yeah. Mm, mm, okay.
Ta-da! That's how it works. That's how it works. Oh man. Oh shit! It's 11 already. That was a long conversation.
So the bottom line is you got to watch more westerns.
No. The bottom line is you don't trust that. You gotta use common sense of how business work. That way, you don't lose money.
Don't let me tell Judge Garth about that.
I mean, I think what they say was that cowboy, the persona of cowboy was made up to start with. Cowboy doesn't go out with their two magnum and you turn around, I turn around, 10 paces, and we go.
No, they don't do that.
Yeah, those are persona that was created.
That's the gentleman's duel.
Right, but they don't do that.
No. No.
And I can only imagine, it ain't gonna hurt nobody because the accuracy of those things. Can you imagine? It's not gonna hit nobody. It's gonna hit the bystanders.
Oh, yeah, probably.
All right, they don't look. You okay? You're not down? Oh shit! Person behind you down.
Yeah, just like when you hear about we're gonna go have that gunfight at high noon. Shit, how do people know what high noon is? They don't have a goddamn clock. They don't own a clock. They can't read or don't know how to tell time.
Well, don't they have a pocket watch? Like a rich gentleman pocket watch.
The average cowboy didn't.
Well, they can afford steak. I'm pretty sure they should. Take it out. Tiffany's pocket watch. How many people got saved? It's like, take it out. Oh, that's my pocket watch. No problem. Pure silver. Tiffany's. That doesn't happen. Over exaggeration of stories. How's your cigar?
I'm smoking this El Baton. I can't even remember who makes it. I got it because of the name. I thought the name was cool. I never smoked this before. A little peppery, a lot of wood. Yeah, mostly pepper and wood.
I smoked the Eladio Diaz 71 anniversary. That cigar is mostly name. Mostly name. It was kind of unsatisfying for me. Unfortunately, it was kind of unsatisfying for me. Like right away, I smoked a small cigar, and the small cigar was more satisfying. It's kind of light. It's big cigar, but for $20, that's quite a bit. Just the name, I think, in my opinion. All right. So yeah, that will be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed that cowboy talk. So don't make that same mistake. Only might make money one way and not the other. Make money both way. Make money both way. Okay. So that is it. And next week will be April.
Yeah, next week will be. What's the
April 1st.
April 1st is what? Monday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah. April 1st is
Wow.
Wednesday. That's gotta be our next show. And the Sunday followed after that, April 5th. No, April, yeah, April 5th. It's gonna be all smoked together. I remember it's gonna be HVC. All right, 3 p.m. Eastern time. So we'll remind everybody again next week. So I'll see you guys Wednesday. Val still have a little bit. We'll see if Val want to jump on the.
I'm
Discord.
good. Yeah, I'll go to the Hangout, the Discord Hangout.
All right. So that will be it. Have a good night, everybody.
All right, partners. Till next week. See you in the
next week.
canyon. Later.